the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Third Rate Racing Network. As tonight we are here at Daytona with the final race of the round of 16 here with OP Super Speedway Premier Series. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR, and in the booth with me is none other than Dave in the cave. Dave, how's your moist cave treating you?
Just nice and steamy, humid, well, just like we like it down here in the south, you know? It's the way it is right here trackside anyway at Daytona. Hot, muggy, sticky, steamy, just like the cave. Feel like I'm at home.
Well, I'll tell you what, qualifying is underway for this one here tonight. And we are going to be in for a great race, as it is the final race in the round of 16. Gabe Butler taking top spot as our qualifying times are starting to roll in. Right now we're watching the 62 of Les Levy make his way to the start finish line, and Les gonna end up in 5th place. Richard Kuhn in 6th. Adam Kilday puts it in 7th. Zach Workman 8th. Zach Fritsch in the 12 out on the speedway. 8 drivers out of 20 have taken a qualifying time so far. Several of them are out on the speedway. So the 12 flashing across the line. Dave, anybody you watching?
I mean, I'm watching the guys that ain't moving right now, honestly. Shane Warde, Mark Mann, Vicente Guerrero, Led McNeese, just not even bothering putting in a time lap. And I mean, here at Daytona, you don't have to lead the first lap, so pole position, not really a factor.
Well, the 63 of Logan Helton going to come around and post his lap time. Logan Helton in 8th. Top spot right now going to Robert DuPont. Logan Helton gets some good air. John Stevens in the 27 out on the speedway. So too is the 71 of Sean McCara. The 71 coming down across the line, and McCara going to post his time up into 8th place. Peter deBorja currently 6th. Nate Warren 14th. Sean Stevens, the last driver out on the speedway. I think he's going to be the final driver to put in a lap time. The 27 flashing across the line, and Sean Stevens goes all the way up to 2nd place. Can't dislodge the 126, but a very fast lap time.
I mean, that's going to come down to, what is it, hundredths, thousandths of a second difference right there. I mean, I've got a 51.02 for both of them, so I mean,
quick
good
lap
laps.
times all around. Yep. So with that being said, we're going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our drivers are on the grid. That means it is time to go through our starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1 with a quick time of 51.017, that is Robert DuPont. To the outside, that is Sean Stevens. Row number 2 going to be the 88 of Gabe Butler, and the 24 of Everett Lane. Row 3, Eric Lorey, and the 62 of Les Levy. Row number 4, 42 of Peter deBorja, and the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Sean McCara and Logan Helton will make up row number 5.
Back in row number 6, the 85 machine of Adam Kilday, the 19 of Zach Workman, Zach Fritsch and Dave Hunt. Back in row 7, row number 8 here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway, the 16 machine of Nathan Warren and the 44 of Anthony English. From there on back, KR going to be a pack of those guys that didn't do much in qualifying. So Shane Ward, Vicente Guerrero back in row 9, finishing out the field. In row number 10, last week's race winner, Mark Mann, going to look to just squeak his way on by, and he's got the 84 machine of Lynn McNeese to his outside. So that's pretty much going to do it for the shorter field. So KR, with the numbers being a little bit lighter, do you think guys are going to have to be a little more methodical about their approach on getting the passes done, or is it going to be all-out warfare at the end just to try to make your way in?
It is going to be a war out there. It is the final race of the round of 16. 8 drivers are going to advance. 2 of them already had race wins. You mentioned it briefly, Mark Mann and Anthony English. So everyone else, we got a chance with one more winner. Everyone else will be trying to point their way in. But Dave, it is time to go green flag racing.
Time to go green flag racing. The 27 of Sean Stevens, a little bit out in front of the race leader. You're gonna wonder if official's gonna look at that. He's gonna give back the spot as we cross the line, head down towards turn 1 inside lane. all nose to tail with Gabe Butler all over the tail end of that 126 side by side, all the way back to around, I believe that's going to be about the 19 of Zach Workman down there on that inside lane, I believe, KR, but here comes the outside with Butler moving to the top.
The 88 of Butler wasting no time trying to get that 88 to the front. The most stage wins on anybody this season, but is yet to pick up that final checkered flag, that final stage win being the checkered flag. The 88 of Gabe Butler coming in tonight just 5 points above the cut line. A win would do him some good here tonight, but a solid points run is going to help him as well.
I was going to say, yeah, if he can just be consistent with those stage points, win a stage or two here tonight, that's going to build on that 5-point buffer zone. Another thing, only 20 cars in the field, so not a lot of points for his competitors to really gain unless they do something big and he has a bad night. So a lot to have to go wrong for Butler. And, super speedway racing, it can go wrong really quick.
20 cars out here tonight, and right now all 20 cars are only separated by 1.01 seconds. How about that? Close racing here very early on.
I mean, just cheat it and do like you tell the cops when they pull you over. Just round the number down, man. That's just a second. No? Okay. I guess I'm the only one that's like, no, sir, I was only doing 80. Definitely not 90. Definitely not.
Don't do 90, no. As the field cycles around, the 88 of Butler out in front. Gabe coming around to lead another lap. I don't know about you, Dave, but this is, as I said, the final race of the round of 16. And to me, it seems like your play here, if you're below the cut line, is you absolutely have to win. Get you some stage points, but with only 20 cars, why not go for that win?
Well, I mean, if you're back a certain amount of points, you're pretty much in a must-win situation anyway. So the stage points aren't going to help you. Yeah, they're going to help out, but at the end of the day, they're going to be meaningless unless you get that race win. So it all comes down to winning for about 5 drivers, 5 or 6, I believe, in the point standings coming into tonight's race. So those guys, they're not going to be able to hang it out for these stage wins. Wonder if that's why a few of them are maybe just playing it cool, keeping it that fast repair in their back pocket and just trying to stay around to the end of tonight's race, because that's what they need. They need that black and white checkered flag, not that green and white.
Field 3 wide off of turn number 4. Logan Helton in the 63 trying to lead the charge in that third lane to take over the top spot. And Logan does stick his nose out in front. Is he going to clear anybody? Not before they make it to the corner. Logan stays on the high side.
Yeah, Helton, one of those drivers that we were kind of talking about too, KR. He's safe as far as pointing his way into the next round, so he can afford to get up there, mix it up, go 3 wide, but he's also shown us many times he's willing to take it to the top side and head to the front. But 2 drivers into the wall, that's going to slow the roll on the top side, back down to just double file as we work our way off of, I believe we're working off of 4 here, down the back stretch on 2, 3, 4, there it is. I just like numbers, so sometimes I just like to count.
Field making its way around as we ride on board with Vicente Guerrero. So let's talk about our point standings, as we mentioned, Mark Mann, Anthony English do have a race win. They advance into the round of 8. Logan Helton, 25 above the cut line. Nate Warren, 20 points above the cut line. And it starts getting a little close. Zach Workman just 10 points to the good. Eric Lorey, 8. Gabe Butler, 5. And Zach Fritsch, 4 points above the cut line. So it is going to be a tight race here tonight. And we do have some of our championship contenders not being here, as Mark Mann in the 04 just turned the fastest lap of the race. Speaking of Mark Mann, let's look at what happened last week while we were gone. Mark Mann did pick up the win last week. Logan Helton finishing in second. Zach Fritsch rounding out your top 3. Logan Helton and Gabe Butler picking up stage wins. And as for stages, Butler continuing to show the way on those stage wins. 7 to his credit. Logan Helton with 4. Zach Workman with 3. Mark Mann, Zach Fritsch with 2. And then a whole host of drivers with 1. As we get ready for a round of green flag pit stops, Dave.
And a whole host of drivers. I believe the entire field just about down pit lane. Just 8 drivers going to remain out there on the racetrack, because Sean Stevens looks like he is actually out of tonight's race already. At least showing up out on our timing and scoring up here. So more than half of the field all at once. Looks like everybody clean and clear from the pit road police, but see how that shakes out. So now Zach Workman goes to the top of the scoring chart. 63 of Helton right behind him. Dave Hunt, Vicente Guerrero, Albert Dupont, Les Levy right here as well. See who stays out on the racetrack. So 4 stay out, 4 gonna come down and probably just get fuel here. I think that's what pretty much everybody is on board doing, is just fuel only stops. So KR 10 laps in, pretty much that green flag pit stop cycle already over. Fuel mileage not going to be an issue to the end of stage 1. We already know you're a racer's racer, and you're going to put the pedal to the metal, and you're going to try to get all you can. So without asking what you would do, what wouldn't you do?
What wouldn't I do here? I would not intentionally turn somebody. I'm going to try and do it as clean as possible, but, you know, might give them a little extra nudge and maybe chase them up the track a little bit, but definitely would not intentionally turn somebody.
Well, I always try to make it a clean instance whenever I turn somebody. Less damage that way for myself, but that's just me, just saying. So 4 gonna stay out. Hunt, Levy, Guerrero, Kuhn gonna stay out down the backstretch into turn number 3. How long will they run it though? We all know they can't make it the stage on fuel. So it's just a matter of how much lap time they're trying to give up, and it doesn't look like they're ready to come to pit road just yet.
No, they're not heading for pit road yet, and we have seen it not work out in their favor often. So they are gambling a little bit here. But these 4 drivers continue to cycle around. They do have about 18 laps of fuel total. So it could go on for at least 6 more laps.
I'm taking a look back in the pack, KR, as Workman and Helton got ran up on by that first pack of cars that pitted 3 wide for a second with the 12 of Fritsch on the outside, left high and dry. They're going to go back double file, but now these guys, they ain't wasting no time racing back here as those front 4 just kind of play it cool with the fuel mileage. Helton going to jump outside now to lead that second line, so a lot of action on the track.
As they cycle around 2 wide, trying to make it 3 as the 24 of Everett Lane jumps up there. Two of them go spinning, the 19 and the 63, and this is going to bring out the yellow flag as McNeese had just turned the fastest lap of the race.
Trying to do their best Cletus version.
Yeah, they made it past lap 11 though.
I mean, this is true. I mean, hey, he did in the R2 cars. He made it a good while in the R2 cars on Saturday.
Hey, finished. So, quick little easy spin, hardly any damage it looks like. Take another look here. 63 and the 19 just going for a spin and right through the grass.
And not a whole lot of contact there, so I don't think Helton is really going to have anything to worry about. I don't think Workman's going to have much to worry about either, so I think those guys should be all right. Crew's not going to be too mad with them. Not a lot of damage to fix for either of them, so we'll re-rack them, restack them, get ready to go back racing, and everybody's going to make it to the end from here, KR, because that's going to open up the door for those front four to hit pit road and have a little more fuel than everybody else.
Yeah, they're gonna hit pit road as soon as pit lane opens, but no one else is gonna come down pit road, so they're gonna lose a lot of spots.
Well, I don't think they were going after a stage win with the strategy. So not to just call them out, but they're kind of right where they were gonna be at the end of it anyway. Yeah. Except they may be able to take tires here. Everybody else was forced to take fuel only. You got the time, go ahead, slap the 4 Goodyears on there, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, put the 4 tires on, get yourself set up for a run here. A little fresher tires than everyone else. Worth a shot.
I mean,
got nothing to lose.
15 lap fresher, but I mean, at some point you're going to be taking tires, and if you got to do it during a green flag pit stop, if you've been able to take your set of 4 tires even this early in the race and do it under caution, you're going to benefit with that pit road delta a little later on. If they've got to do it under green, you're going to lose a lot more time than what you're giving up right here on a restart. It's just got to go green from here, and it's just got to go green from here.
Well, our first yellow flag light should go out this time. That'll give us lap 17 when we take off. Stage ends at lap 25. Very well could get through the rest of stage 1 without a yellow. As they come across the line, lights go out on the pace truck. We're going to stack them up 2 by 2.
looks like we've got our first retirement of the race as well. KR, looks like the 24 machine of Everett Lane gonna go back behind the wall. So problems early here tonight for that 24 crew. We'll see if he can get back out there on the racetrack as field gets doubled up. deBorja and Lorey gonna bring us back to the green flag. Warde and Butler right there. Fritsch, Warde, DuPont, Hunt, Helton. Just sounds like a rich man's club right there. Warde, DuPont, and Helton. See, this is why you shouldn't let me just talk sometimes, because I have random things that come through my head. And yeah.
It happens. Also,
Well,
one behind the wall,
listening
the
pleasure
27 of
as
Sean
well,
Stevens.
Well, I don't think Stevens actually started tonight's race. I don't think he was listed as even getting a lap. So
Yeah, he
See
did
how it plays out at
5.5
the end?
laps.
Cletus did.
All right, here we go. Green flag back out. 42 of Peter deBorja shoots out in front. The 88 of Gabe Butler sticks with him.
Quite an unorganized restart right there as well. A lot of jostling and jostling going on. 71 making a little bit of a run now. 88 of Butler gonna jump to the high side. Inside lane gonna move back just a little bit. Big run here from the John Deere 71 machine of Lorey on the back of 42. Butler gonna cover it off there. Man, they've got no problem rubbing out there. And it's early tonight, man. I don't know. A lot of physicality early.
A lot on the line. A lot
but
on the line.
too aggressive too early, you ain't gonna make it across the line when it matters. I'm just saying.
Yep, that'll happen. You gotta have the right level of aggression. And it's very hard to find it. But, you know, when you're out there, you just always constantly got to be measuring your risk versus reward. And early in this race, there's not a lot of reward.
And I mean, we just look at how oh my gosh, the pushing going on out there. Look at the back end of that 88 machine caved in right in the center of it. So that's right where another car's nose just pushed in that rear bumper. And, yeah, so a lot of very aggressive moves, still 3 wide, 3 rows deep. As Kilday gonna work his way down to the inside of the racetrack, take over the race lead. But here comes Workman in the middle, Helton on the top side. So yeah, coming to the stage end, these guys ain't playing.
Zach Workman has the fastest lap of the race, turning a 46.914. So Workman getting after it at the front of this field. And more trouble in the tri-oval. Yellow flag going to come out. Zach Fritsch in trouble. Mark Mann, Richard Kuhn, Sean McCarra, Les Levy. All those guys getting into trouble in the tri-oval. So our second yellow flag comes out here in stage number 1. Sean McCarra, hard impact into the inside wall. Or sorry, outside wall. Duh. I'm a smart man.
Well, it's the inside-outside one.
A little bit of a wiggle out of the 71 to start things off.
Taking a look at it though here, KR, it does look like a lot of drivers involved, but some of these guys not going to be too well. couple guys picking up the pieces right there. So we'll retract our statement. I was going to say a couple of these guys don't look to be too bad, but there's a lot of damage there.
John McCara was unable to continue on as he has needed assistance to get around to his pit stall. With that, it looks like our leader going to be the 85 of Adam Kilday. I don't know if this is going to be the end of the stage. It is right on the cutoff. We'll see how they scored. If everyone comes down pit lane, we'll know that was the end of the stage.
I mean, at this point, you might as well go ahead and call it the stage. I mean, going green for one lap, if we do go back green flag racing. So, probably gonna go ahead and call this the stage end. But again, I'm not the race official, so don't hold me to that. But
well, it looks
pit
like
road is opening.
And no takers. So there you go. We are not at the end of the stage.
Either we're at the end and they're satisfied, or we're at the end and we're not at the end. But I mean, half the field does pit. I can tell you one thing, KR. We're going to find out.
Yeah, the back half of the field hitting pit road. Adam Kilday, Zach Workman, Logan Helton, your top three. They all stayed out, along with Gabe Butler, Eric Lorey, Robert DuPont, our pole sitter, Peter deBorja, Dave Hunt, and Shane Warde.
I don't know. I'm thinking Kilday, Workman, Helton. I think they're just satisfied, man. They were last to pit road. Well, Workman back on lap 9, but Kilday and Helton lap 14. So just about 7 laps ago. They got enough fuel to make it for a while, so maybe rolling the dice here.
Lights should go out as the pace truck comes around this time. No additional drivers coming down pit road to top off. Here we go, Dave. We're going to stack them up. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout, it looks like. Take the green flag at lap 24. We'll come around to complete lap 25 for the end of the stage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably would have just called it. Extended stage 2 by a lap or 2. I mean, stage 2 already one of the shortest stages in the race. Tomato, tomato. So here we go. Some action to end stage number 1. Workman going to take the high side. Kilday on the bottom. Helton and DuPont just behind your race leaders. And it looks like we've got DuPont falling back a couple positions. So heading back to the end of the longest line, it looks like, for that 126. That's going to move that outside lane up. So Butler going to restart outside row number 2. deBorja, for the first time after about 15 laps, he's back up inside of the top 10. So a good turnaround here at the end of the stage for him. Field working their way through 3 and 4, and we're going to set them loose this time around, KR, and we're only going to have 2 laps, so they better get on it, better get the job done, and we'll see who's able to walk away with those bonus points.
Pace truck on the pit road. The 85 of Adam Kilday and the 19 of Zach Workman have control of the field. The green flag comes back out. We get back underway. Everett Lane has rejoined the race. We still have no 27 Sean Stevens. Everett Lane multiple laps down. Sean McCara multiple laps down as well. And here we go onto the backstretch as they continue to gain speed.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a 10-car breakaway here to the end of the stage. Handful of those guys involved in those earlier incidents. Looks like they're just ready to hang loose and hang back for the moment, but not hanging back at all is the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. He's going to go right through the middle. Contact. Butler's loose and all over the place, and around goes Hunt. And we're going to stay green here across the line, and Workman basically with Kilday right behind.
Zach Workman in the 19 has the lead for the moment, but they get formed up behind him. The 85 of Adam Kilday has the 63 of Logan Helton to his back bumper as the yellow flag comes out. Don't know who was out in front when that yellow flag flew. And it looks like maybe the 19.
It's going to be close on when that caution actually came out, but I believe the 19 is going to get the stage win. Kilday was right there, Helton right there as well, but I believe the caution came out just before Workman got past for that top spot.
Eric Lorey in the 071 was slow. I think the yellow might have just been a delayed yellow from the incident that sent everyone scrambling through the tri-oval. So the 19 of Workman forms up behind the pace truck. I believe that is going to be our stage 1 winner. So three big incidents here in stage number 1, Dave. Only 20 cars, 19, I should say, only 19 cars out on the track. And we're trying to burn through fast repairs like they're nothing.
Yeah, and I think these guys that are burning through those fast repairs, I think those are going to be the guys that you're going to see hang back at the tail end of the field. Try to keep themselves within striking distance, but I think you're going to see bigger gaps form. I think we're going to see drivers lane back a little bit because it's a long way to go. Still over 70 laps of racing left to be had here tonight. If you're out of that fast fix this early, you better tiptoe through the tulips.
All right, we'll let Zach Workman make his pit stop. He is down and away. And Dave, you caught up with our stage winner.
Well, he's back with us once again. Workman putting in the work behind the wheel. How does it feel to walk away with a little more bonus points in your back pocket after taking the stage win?
Definitely good, because about 15 laps ago, me and Logan netcoded, and I was turned around backwards on the infield. So, yeah, didn't really expect that after that, but we'll definitely take it.
Well, taking the points for sure. So from here on out, with a lot of drivers having some issues, how do you approach stage 2, or does it change any approach that you had pre-race?
It makes it a little bit easier, because I did definitely want to get stage points, because I'm kind of in the scenario where it's like, oh, you know, I got a bit of a buffer, but then I also wasn't like all the way safe and stuff where I could just like chill for the first 2 stages. So definitely getting 10 there really helps out the case for that. So we'll kind of play stage 2 by ear. If we're up there, you know, we'll be up there trying to get stage points, but if it's like an opportunity for me to kind of save a car instead of getting a couple points, I'll probably do the latter, because I have that kind of buffer on the first stage. But yeah, it's wild. It's looking like a lot of netcode, which doesn't bode well, because I know Logan and Adam had a little bit of issue there, and me and him did earlier, and I think the wreck before the stage, they kind of set up this like 1 lap or 2 lap dash. Looked like something with me and Sean too with netcode. So I don't know, I hope it's not the rest of the race with that, but then we kind of see more netcode incidents with nighttime Daytona. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Vince's car is good, because he needs to win, and I got some points, so I can be a little bit safer, but we'll see. We'll still be on the gas.
And again, congratulations on the stage win. Before we let you go, any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe to anybody back at the shop that makes it happen, or at home watching?
I gotta thank the No Pressa boys. It's usually Kenny's with us, but he was racing in Atlanta tonight, so gotta thank Thomas for on the spotting booth. Gotta thank Vince for being my partner out here, and the No Pressa boys at the shop. Instacart for being on the hood. You guys for watching us. I know KR's sleeping already in lap 28 because he hasn't said a word, and my parents for watching. They watch every single one of these, so they probably got more laps than you guys maybe watch. So,
well, I mean, that's an interesting concept. Hopefully they don't have more laps watched than we've watched, because then that means we weren't watching, so that means our job's a little bit harder to do. But that's a whole nother ball game, whole nother story for a whole nother night. Zach, man, congratulations on the stage win. We'll see how you go for the rest of the night. KR, you got anything for him?
Hi, Zach.
I see you woke up. Hey, how was your nap?
I'm awake. All
okay,
right, man.
Good.
We'll let you go. Good luck in the rest of this race.
All right, see you guys.
That is Zach Workman in the 19. We get ready to go racing once again. Logan Helton and Nate Warren on the front row for this restart. Here we go. Green flag back out. And this one is back underway, Dave.
One of our longest stage interviews, but leave it to Workman to do that to us. But nonetheless, green flag gonna fly once again. Logan Helton to the point now from the outside lane, gonna drop down to the inside, put Fritsch back into third. DuPont re-emerging back on the scene to 126. Second car outside lane. Dave Hunt lined up with him, so a handful of these guys were involved in an earlier caution here tonight, KR, and doesn't look like that's holding them back at all.
No, Nate Warren in the 16 slides to the front of the pack, out in front of the 63. They mentioned Kenny Reel not making it in to tonight's race. He was one of our championship contenders who's not here, along with Dustin Logston. He has also missed tonight, so that will put those two out of playoff contention. Everyone else still going for it.
I was gonna say the more we can eliminate earlier, I know it might not be as pleasant for the race fans out there, but makes my job a little bit easier. I don't have to follow as many points and as many scenarios, and this guy's here and that guy's there, and so it makes my job a little bit easier. So again, as the night does wind down, KR, we're gonna slowly start to add drivers to that list that has basically been dubbed out of the next round, unless they pull that long shot miracle and walk away with the checkered flag. Just going to be a heartbreaking night for a handful of guys.
Zach Workman, our stage winner, still has the fastest lap of the race, but over half the field just turned their personal best lap. So business picking up here in stage number 2. Getting after it, ladies and gentlemen.
And again, like I said moments ago, KR, just surprised that these guys are mixing it up so early here in stage 2. And I know Dave Hunt's been involved in at least 2 of our on-track incidents. Not sure if he's used that fast repair or not, but looking good and looking quick out front. Kilday, also one of those drivers that has been around some of the turmoil here tonight. So a long string of cars down there on the inside. Possible pit stops coming up, but everybody jockeying for position now. Just going to leave 2 to that outside.
Kilday and Warde still in the outside lane. Everyone else single file down on the bottom. Here we go. Another round of pit stops led by Nate Warde.
And I believe that's just going to be 4 drivers down to pit road, so leaving a lot out there on the racetrack. And I don't know which one I want more. A light field coming to pit road with me, or a lot of drivers. I mean, you can coordinate less drivers a lot easier, but you can make up a lot more time if you can get it right with a lot more drivers on and off pit road.
53, Dave Hunt leads this race. Dave Hunt, no stranger to trying to stretch his fuel run. We'll see when he comes down pit road, but we have another 4 drivers peeling off for pit lane.
And I don't know, this just seems like a repeat that we had in stage 1, KR. That 4 drivers to pit road, 4 drivers to pit road, although in stage 1 they did have a big group on that initial stop. It just seems to be a nice little methodical mix to pit road here. Nobody really making big moves. Nobody really having any issues. Everything looks clean and clear on the scoring chart. So might be a nice, clean stage 2.
Could be. As a large group of 6 drivers peel off from pit road. That's our largest group yet. The pit. Dave Hunt, DuPont, Levy, and Kuhn all stay out. So Hunt down the backstretch.
Now at that 12. My
Do
bad.
what?
Go ahead.
I got nothing.
Taking a look at Fritsch real quick. Fritsch, the 42, the 16 of Warren right there. Looks like they're going to be some of the fastest drivers getting back up to speed. We'll see where they flip this green flag pit cycle. But there you can see going by Mark Mann, Peter deBorja, all those guys pretty easily. This pack of 4. And remember, Lorey was in trouble and involved in that earlier incident. There they go to the top side, motoring right around Kilday, Workman, and Helton.
Zach Fritsch, of the drivers who have pitted, takes over the race lead. Well, he will. Robert DuPont scored as our race leader. Or I am getting that all messed up. Dave Hunt is still the race leader. But a lot of them are coming around that have made the pit stop.
Who's on first?
What's on third?
Where?
Second.
First?
Who?
Oh, okay. Dave Hunt out front. Les Levy's right there with him. I got lost myself, so I just had to go back to what I know. Anyways, whoa, lap traffic here for Workman and that group. They're going to go blazing around the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Hunt, Levy, Kuhn, and Kilday. Yeah, Kilday. Still yet to make his, no, Adam Kilday made his pit stop already. Top 3. See, they're confusing me at this point, which isn't very hard.
Everyone's confused. Everyone's confused, and I just don't know anymore.
You don't know if you're confused or what? I'm confused at what you're confused about.
Yes.
The confusion. Gotcha. No problem. Interesting enough here, 12 laps to go to the end of the stage, KR. Top 3. We're on to pit road right at the end of stage number 1. So with it being the shortest stage and a little bit shorter than that opening stage, do you think maybe those 3 try to stretch this thing out?
You can't make it on fuel from here, even with some help from some yellows. These guys are gonna have to pit, but the 53, 62, and 47, yeah, they're gonna have to hit pit road, and they're giving up some lap time as Lorey just turned the fastest lap of the race, but the yellow flag comes out.
And it's going to be problems here with that. Not the lead, but well, the lead pack, but not the race leaders.
Do we know what the yellow flag was for?
I didn't.
See if we can figure it out. Shane Ward was slow. Yellow happened in front of Shane Ward.
I think something happened out of maybe turn 4 with Helton and maybe Fritsch, because we got him.
There we go, yep.
Going in and out of pit road. But
that Fritsch, Adam Kilday, Logan Helton, all going for a spin out of the tri-oval. And the 42 got on the 85 and looked like he just could not get off. Get hooked up, and that is a long time to be stuck to each other.
Yeah, deBorja with maybe a little bit of Velcro on the front end of that thing, because, I mean, yeah, it was... It's a beautiful thing about the world's #1 racing simulator, iRacing.com. Sometimes the polys are all messed up, and you end up in situations like that.
You can see the 42's off the throttle, but just can't get released. 63 goes around. The 12 and the 85 look like they went for just a spin. Take another look here. Little bit of contact, but that's between cars. They 85 and the 12 keep it off the wall.
And again, A handful of drivers staying out. Luck not going their way, and they're going to get an untimely caution and lose a lot of track positions. But a little bit of time to make it back up if they can. So we'll see how those drivers go about it. We'll see if Les Levy and Richard Kuhn can get back up there. Dave Hunt looks like he'll line up somewhere around that 7th position. So, yeah, got ourselves another little short run to the end of a stage.
So with this yellow flag, we got, what is this, the 4th yellow flag. And Zach Workman, our stage 1 winner, out in front.
You know, can we get a stat on how many times the stage 1 winner has went on to win the race?
Yes. At least once.
That didn't help.
You're welcome.
I mean, that's about as useful as an ashtray on a motorcycle.
I mean, you know, I'm here with useless knowledge.
I mean, we're not going to highlight the words that you used, but we're just going to leave it at the useless. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You know, it's good to be the Harvick and Boyer of the network. Ain't it, KR? Ain't it? It's a beautiful thing.
All right, so field racked and stacked once again. Everett Lane and Sean Stevens, the only 2 cars not on the lead lap. Sean Stevens, the only car not out on the speedway. So the 27 has an early night. Couple cars getting torn up pretty good out there, and it looks like almost everyone has good clean body lines. Some fast repairs maybe getting used,
and it's still a long way to go. So I mean, fast repair or not, I mean, it's a long way to go. Yeah, sure, we're closing right in on that halfway point here at the end of stage number 2, but still a very long night ahead of these guys. Not sure if the 88's used that fast repair, but his rear bumper looks a lot straighter.
All right, field making its way through 3 and 4. We get ready, fire them off once again. 4th yellow flag of the night. Going to see the green flag come out as they head into the start zone. Away we go.
The gas as Workman nails the loud pedal. deBorja to the high side. Nice start for deBorja on that high side. The 42 can just hang with Workman. It might get a little bit of a pull here into turn 1. Not going to be able to use the momentum just yet, but look for that high side to gain a little bit of ground here. Center off KR, and here comes deBorja with a head full of steam. 88 of Butler all over the tail end.
42 making some hay down the back stretch. Trouble once again. We got 3-4 cars involved down the back stretch, and the yellow flag comes back out. Richard Kuhn involved, Robert DuPont, Lynn McNeese, Nate Warren. A lot of cars this time down the backstretch finding trouble. Gabe Hunt getting a piece of it. Looked like the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Going for a spin. Dave Hunt towards the inside wall. Dave Hunt gonna smack that inside wall, it looked like. Just kissed it. Dave Hunt just kissed it.
I mean, hugs and kisses are good, but usually after the race, after you've won, I mean,
yeah. So, yellow flag out once again. While they cycle around, we're going to step away for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Only a handful of drivers stepped away or stepped onto pit road. Peter deBorja is our race leader, the 19 of Zach Workman in second, and rounding out your top three, that is the 88 of Gabe Butler. A lot of drivers spending some time on pit road. Richard Kuhn, Logan Helton, Dave Hunt, Anthony English, Shane Ward, Vicente Guerrero. Long pit stops for those gentlemen. Taking the chance here, get their car fixed as best as possible. Lights should go out on the pace truck this time. So we're going to stack them up 2 by 2. Looks like everyone has made it back out there.
and everybody made it back in here too, quickly down the hall and back. See, that's what you call a real life pit stop right there, buddy.
There you go.
So a lot of guys fixing a lot of damage. KR, wonder if that's because they're holding on to that fast repair, or if it's because they've already burned that fast repair. We've seen a handful of these guys involved in multiple incidents here tonight. A few of them, fortunately enough, have a race win to fall back on, have a good points lead to fall back on if the circumstances are a little more detrimental in the fast repair area. So We'll see how drivers like Anthony English, Logan Helton, how they come back up through the field. Vicente Guerrero also in the back of the field. 14 in a must-win situation, KR, so we'll see if he can't make his way back to the front. But we got to get through the end of stage 2 first. I think we're going to have ourselves another green-white checkered finish to the end of the stage.
His truck pulls away. 5 cars in the outside lane. How's this one going to work out? Heading to turn number 1. Let's go here. They grab some throttle. The 42 and the 88 get hooked up very quickly. The 19 kind of all by himself. As now Eric Lorey gets to his back bumper.
Seen a big shuffle on the back of the field too, KR. Drivers going too wide already. Mann jumping out there, trying to make some moves to get grouped up with this lead pack. So a lot in the front and a lot in the back.
Well, on board with the 84 of McNeese. Lynn carrying us around down through the trial. Lynn and Mann at the tail end of this pack. Gabe Butler in the 88 has the race lead down the backstretch. Peter deBorja trying to take it away.
A little bit off on my counting on that green-white checkered stage finish, but this is even better. Going to give it a handful of laps of some great racing action to decide who walks away with some bonus points. And could we see Workman sweep the stages, set himself up for a Kyle Busch-esque sweep of the night? Think he can do it? Has anybody done it yet this season?
Sweep it? I don't know. I don't think so. Not this season.
I can't remember back when I was fortunate enough to come start joining you for the rest of the season here, but I know since I've been joining you, it hasn't happened. So unless it happened before I got here, I don't think it's happened this season.
Yeah, I don't think it has. We've had so many different stage winners that I really don't think anybody really has.
And I believe that's going to be the stage-ending caution right there with Peter deBorja getting the stage win. Workman was right there trying to grab it from him, and I seen Anthony English making a run on the outside, making it 3 wide, not quite going to make up enough ground. Fritsch also with a big move. He's going to finish, I believe, 4th at the end of the stage. So ain't no sweeping going on yet, so we'll see if anybody's able to do it for the rest of the season, but not going to happen here tonight.
Well, the yellow flag comes out. Almost seemed like it was a little bit early. Yeah, yellow flag comes out down the backstretch. Not sure if that was intentional. Someone just accidentally hit the button.
Well, I was going to say
Either way, it's the end of the
Premature
stage.
never hurt. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, ain't no going back now. Cannot rewind time as much as we would like. We can only instant replay.
All right, so that will put the 42 of Peter deBorja as our stage winner. And the 42 heads for pit road. Get a word in with him as soon as he is done. A little bit of a long stop for the 42, but he is down and away. Let's see if we can't talk to our stage winner, Peter deBorja. Peter, you got your ears on, bud?
I do.
Hey, congratulations on the stage win. Look good out there for stage number 2.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened. I guess they saw some raindrop somewhere or something, and NASCAR decided to throw that a little bit early. I don't know what happened, but I'm not going to argue with it, I guess. But I don't know what you guys are able to see on the broadcast tonight, but there is a lot of scary netcode situations out here. So shout out to Gabe for keeping me up there, especially after he had some random front end damage after one of my bumps, and kept us in position up there regardless of the situation. And who knows how the rest of this thing's going to play out.
Yeah, it's looking, we got, what is this, 6 yellow flags so far in this one. There's still half the race to go. Little, as you're saying, some netcode issues out there, so a little hard to run side by side close to each other when you're fearing that netcode.
Yeah, it's not even the side netcode. There was the one incident where I was just pushing at him, and then all of a sudden his car was pointed at 11 o'clock. And I let go, and I was let him try to catch it. And it was it dragged him back into me, and our cars were stuck together or something. I didn't know what to do. So, it's tough, especially since it's a playoff bubble race too. We're all trying to mind our P's and Q's, but also take every single little inch that's out there available. And now that you've got this extra variable thrown in, you're worried about ruining some guys' night. And it's just, it's tricky out there. But we'll do the best we can.
Well, man, you're back on the pit roads. We better let you concentrate, but before we let you go, shout outs, thank yous. Anything you'd like to add?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for watching out there in YouTube land, and KR for you putting it on. All the OP drivers who aren't here, no thanks to you. No, I'm just kidding. If you're watching, thanks for watching tonight. I know a lot of you guys got a lot of stuff going on. Thinking about you, Jimmy, and got a couple of my teammates that are missing tonight, Jeff and Steve. They met up down there in Daytona and had a little too much fun, so they're recovering. And Dustin needed the night off, so he's hopefully not watching, kicking up, relaxing, and playing some board games with the family or doing something cool. But yeah, man, thanks to all the admins who are probably going to have to solve a lot of these things later tonight and make some race control decisions. And yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, man. Well, nice job out there for stage number 2. And we look forward to talking to you at the end of this race.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, that is Peter deBorja in the 42, picking up stage win number 2. All right, Dave, so here we go. Second half of the race. Ready to fire off. Quite a few fast repairs burned, quite a few torn up race cars. Now we get to the second half of the race, and let's find out how it's going to go.
Yeah, and I'm usually a guy that likes to try to play some sort of strategy, but right now, not quite sure what anybody's strategy is going to be, especially if they've been involved in some earlier incidents. So we'll just have to see how this thing continues to shake out over the course of the next 48-ish laps or so as the pace truck gonna duck off. Heading into the restart zone on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Daytona International Super Speedway, and Warde gets away with a good start. Fritsch gonna lag back just a little bit on the high side. No worries, as the outside should start to work its way back up and challenge for the race lead. Workman with a little bit of a gap to the tail end of the 85 machine of Kilday. That's going to close in as they work their way off of 2.5 way down the backstretch.
Back Fritsch in the 12. I think that's the first time the 12 has been in the race lead. Kind of had a rough go at it.
Whoa. Speaking of rough goes, he's going to go.
And the 7th yellow flag coming out. Back Fritsch and Nate Warren getting together. I think the 12 once again keeps it off the wall. Take a look here, and 62 and the 12 get hooked up. They go for a spin. 12 and the 16, but once again, minor damage.
Starting to remind me, I believe it was it Carson Hocevar this past weekend in the Xfinity cars. It may have been in the truck series, but definitely one of those two nights. But 3-4 different times around and having to come to pit road for tire issues, just never really messing up the machine. And fortunately enough, right now for Fritz, you know, he hasn't really tore up that 12 very much with any other drama. So, I mean, there's always a bright side of the rainbow to look at, even when you're in the rain.
All right, everyone on the pit road, it looks like. Les Levy in the 62. Gonna lead the charge on the pit lane. Everett Lane, I think he is getting the free pass, but he is still several laps down. Peter deBorja wins the race off of pit road.
We still got some big names still fixing on their machines on pit road. Mann down there still on the pit lane. Logan Helton still on pit lane, thrashing away at his ride. Fritsch also in damage control mode. Dave Hunt, long extended stay for Hunt as well. So some guys gonna be in the back with quite a bit of damage. KR, nobody really flipping their starting positions. I think biggest mover of the night so far behind the wheel of that 84 machine. I think McNeese up 13 positions, biggest mover of the night. So not a whole lot of big gains for drivers out here tonight. Seems like everybody's had their taste of trouble.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been without trouble here tonight. So it has really brought a lot of carnage here. Peter deBorja gives up the race lead to come back down pit road. That'll put the 62 as our race leader.
And Mark Mann back down pit road again, KR. So even with the race win in his back pocket, being safe, moving on to the round of 8, still looks like Mann not willing to burn up that fast repair just yet. Willing to stick it out and fight for all he can, so we'll see what the rest of the night holds for Batman. But for now, his sidekick Robin, he ain't been helping him hold things down here tonight. He's been slacking a little bit.
Well, Mark Mann rolling back out there and going to catch up to the back of the field. We're going to stack them up 2 wide, the 62 and the 88 on the front row for this restart.
And how about your pole sitter back up there inside of the top 5? DuPont haven't really talked a whole lot about him tonight or recently, at least to that effect. But here at the end of the night, or here at the end of tonight's race, starting to turn things back around.
All right, here we go. Green flag out.
Restart zone. Green. Green.
7th yellow flag withdrawn, and we get back after it. Still with 18 cars on the lead lap, 19 drivers still in this race.
And you know, you almost got to give credit to KR. This is going to be a little off topic or the action at the front of the field going on with Gabe Butler as the new race leader. Adam Kilday working the high side. 14 of the Sinte Guerrero. He's got to win right here at the front. Needs to get there. Put himself in a good position. But I'm talking about that 24 of Everett Lane. He could have easily pulled over at any point in time tonight after being multiple laps down, but doing all he can, sticking it out and trying to get every bit of point that he can. Very well may see his championship hopes dwindle away, but that still hasn't stopped him from fighting tonight. So gotta give a big tip of the cap to the driver in that 24 machine. But up front, Kilday and Butler going at it with Guerrero to the high side. 126 of DuPont, your pole sitter right there, as well as the 16 of Warde. So a lot of big moves coming to the high side. Here comes Helton.
Yeah, Logan Helton up on the high side. Doesn't have any help just yet. I think he's finally getting some as Nate Warren joins him on the top side.
No help Helton. I don't think he needs help. We'll see if they start a campaign on that one. That's a good one. No help Helton. I like it. I like it. Force the kid to get it on his own, and I guarantee you he can still get the job done. KR, you've seen Logan's development. You've been around him for quite some time now. The kid's good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, did the road to pro for a while. Got close to that a couple of times, and it's like he's stepped away for that for a minute, and now finds himself running with OP on Monday night, going for the championship here.
And going for the championship this season, going for the race lead on the high side with just one driver helping the cause. Only the 16 gonna head to the high side with him. Big pack down at the bottom. 3 cars lined up in that middle lane, and 2 rim riding here tonight. So although we were just on pit road about 6-7 laps ago, KR, how long do these drivers stay out? When do they start eyeballing pit road? Because it looks like long train of single file cars on the bottom has that possible pit look to it.
Drivers last on pit road lap 55, and we're working lap 62 here. So I don't think anyone's really quite ready for pit road. Start thinking about that final pit stop. That would be with about 18 laps to go.
Maybe keeping the no more fast repair at the forefront of their mind right now, because I mean that is a long train of cars on the inside, just content to run single file.
Well, we're 3 wide down the backstretch. Vicente Guerrero in the 14 had the race lead, but did not clear the bottom lanes.
Well, you know, some like it hot and some like to stick their head in the oven, and right here, Vicente Guerrero's got to do the latter. He's got to have his full body up in the oven, turn into pizza. I mean, he's got to go from broke KR being in that must-win situation, no stage points really to fall back on here tonight. So an absolute must visit to victory lane. Looks like he's got a couple of friends to try to help him along the way. So we'll see what that 14 can do, but still a very long way to go. Still over 35 laps remaining here tonight. So a lot can change in a little amount of time, so we'll see how long they can keep this one going. Side by side with Butler still at the race lead, Les Levy on the inside, and we're just going to stay stacked up 3 wide, 3 lows deep.
Yeah, 3 by 3 for 3 rows. The 19 is Zach Workman. Last car in the train on the top side, the 88 of Gabe Butler leading in the middle lane, and then the 62 of Les Levy down on the bottom. Now the 14 is in the middle lane. Les Levy dropping behind the 88 of Gabe Butler.
And I'm not. Whoa. Trouble at the front of the field once again. Levy gonna drift up just a little bit and get turned off the nose of that 14 KR. Big trouble here at the front.
Yeah, the 62 in the tri-oval grabs the gear, gets rolling. But our 8th yellow flag of the night being displayed. Take a look at this one here as they make their way through 3 and 4. A Butler in the 88 shoots out to the front. A lot of cars getting together, but looked like maybe minimal damage out there. I mean, the driver who took the hardest hit was 62 and Les Levy. Right on board with the 88 of Gabe Butler. Yeah, Vicente took a little bit of a shot there as well. So the 8th yellow flag is out. Vicente able to get to a spot before everyone makes it around to hit pit lane, so let's not have too much damage on that 14.
But the situation he's in, KR, any damage is too much damage.
Yeah.
Unless he's still holding on to that fast fix. I mean, that's the game changer, right? The big boys on Sunday, they're not afforded that one, so they just got to stick it out and sometimes run with some wheel modifieds. But fortunately enough for the drivers here tonight, one fast fix, so they can repair some substantial damage if need be. We'll see if that's what Guerrero had to do, and just in his pit box for 17 seconds, KR. So either not a lot of damage or fast fix engaged.
Field gonna catch up to the pace truck after making their pit stop. Everett Lane's really enjoying these yellows. He is getting closer and closer to being back on the lead lap.
And we'll see, there you go. That just proves the point. That's why you don't give up. That's why you don't go ahead and pack it in and go home early. Again, I gave him a shout out before we went back green flag racing, because I'm telling you what, KR did. They're better drivers than me. Because I get 5 laps down, I'm going to the hauler. I don't care what you do with the car, but I'm not going to be driving it. I'm getting out. I'm done.
Butler stays out. Peter deBorja hits pit lane. Lights go out on the pace truck. We're gonna rack them once again. Gabe Butler, Robert DuPont on the front row for this restart. And the 71 of Sean McCara and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. The 16 of Nate Warren gonna get in line as well. And then that will be everybody behind him warming up in the longest line, serving a penalty for hitting pit road while it was closed.
I've been trying to cue in on a particular driver, one that maybe hasn't had a whole lot of trouble, maybe hasn't had to use a fast repair yet. And as I go through the list of drivers here tonight, KR, and this is not a shot at anybody out there on the track, but I believe every single driver has caused trouble at some point here tonight. I don't think there's been a clean car except for at the start.
Yeah, I don't know. What about the 88?
I mean, he had a pushed-in rear bumper at one point.
That
in time,
he did.
so,
I do remember that. Now that you say that,
but maybe they were able to just massage that one over. But I mean, still damage right there. Shane Warde is about the only one that's coming to mind. I haven't really called out the 39 a whole lot here tonight. So I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll see. Pace truck in on the gas, and flag flies as the field gets going. Just 2 cars on that outside lane. So yeah, gonna be a tough run for those guys. Looks like Adam Kilday gonna jump out and try to join.
yeah, Kilday going to get up there to the back bumper of the 14. Now we got 3 cars in the second lane trying to build some momentum. '88 of Gabe Butler has the race lead. The 71 of Sean McCara right behind him. McCara has an opportunity to make a move here. We'll see if he stays committed to the bottom, and he does. as Robert DuPont closes in. So DuPont in the 126 now building some momentum, gaining some lost ground.
And Guerrero's still right there doing exactly what he needs to do. We'll cross the line and leave ourselves with just 30 laps to go here tonight. And the field's starting to form up pretty nicely at the front. Looked like, I believe that's going to be 39 of Shane Ward. Looked like he was going to try to go 3 wide. It all fizzled out as he remains on the high side. All alone here. I believe that's the 39 of Ward at the top side. Can't quite make out the numbers, but you know, gotta get some better binoculars.
Shane Ward in the 39, dropping to the back. Logan Helton back there with him. Those two get formed up. Don't think they're in danger of losing the draft. Maybe not just yet, but the 63, a little bit slow. And Helton might be in trouble here.
Well, I mean, fortunately enough for Helton, he doesn't have to worry about the finish here tonight. Came into tonight's race with quite a bit of a points buffer to that cutoff line. So I don't think he's too worried about it. I think they'll bounce back just fine. Just gonna be a very rough night for that 63. He's gonna want to look forward to the second round, the playoffs starting next week. But before we worry about that, who's going to get it done here tonight? Will DuPont find a way? Will Guerrero punch his ticket to continue in his postseason hunt? How about Kilday as well? KR right there running with Guerrero. Kilday almost in a position where he may need a race win for his postseason to continue. So as these laps click down, the scenario is getting a little bit more complicated and getting a little bit more dire for a handful of these drivers.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Guerrero in a must-win situation. He's got his car out in front, but a lot of laps still to go. It's a long time to try and hold on to the race lead.
I mean, we've had a lot of cautions. It would make it easier.
Yeah, that's still a long time to hold on to the race lead, though.
I mean, you're still not wrong. I didn't say you were wrong. I was just pointing out, you know, leading laps under caution. Easiest laps are ever going to lead. Well, tell that to Juan Pablo, but that's a whole different story.
Well, we're side-by-side racing. Looks like maybe no one trying the third lane, just kind of chilling, logging some laps.
Last on the pit road, just about 10 laps or so will go, KR. So these drivers, excuse me, these drivers just about halfway on the fuel tanks. Whoa, big move there, shoved from the 19 of Workman. I believe that's going to send Kilday to the bottom of the racetrack. Yes, it does. He'll take control of that inside lane. Vicente Guerrero look to get back to the high side, but Workman's going to cover that advance. But as I was saying, about 10 laps to go to pit lane, so these guys can definitely get into their next pit window. But is there any type of strategy that you might be able to pull on fuel mileage here? Maybe take just what you need, nothing more.
Well, you always want to try and make that the case. Always on your final pit stop,
I've never been able to do that. It's fill it up. Fill it up. That's it. Just fill it up. I know I got enough.
Yeah, you just got to find the right time to do the math. Once you do the math, then try not to get a drop more. Sometimes it helps if someone else does the math for you as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna need 2 or 3 people doing that math, because I'm not gonna trust just one. If they all three don't have the same answer, we ain't listening. That's probably why I haven't won a lot of fuel mileage races either. Just gonna throw that one out there.
Yeah. Very well could be. Oh, Adam Kilday in the 85. Out in front as they make their way onto the backstretch. Kilday, Workman leading their respective lanes. We're working lap 77. '47 of Richard Kuhn came into tonight 21 points below the cut line. Richard Kuhn, I think with as low of a car count as we got, he would be in a must-win situation as well. Shane Ward kind of on the bubble, I think, unless he won both stages. I don't know, Shane Ward in a must-win situation. Adam Kilday might be able to point in. McNeese, Peter deBorja gotta have a good points total. deBorja did pick up a stage win. Uh-oh, there went my brain cell.
I was gonna say, God bless you, but oh no, you did. Like, I know what's gonna happen now. You're gonna start being incoherent and babble. Well, that's normal too. Never mind. Moving right along. Yeah, fortunately enough, deBorja with that stage win, so he does have some points to bank on at the end of tonight's race. But also got to look at provisionals, things of that nature. Not sure if those are usable in the championship format. I'm gonna venture to say they are not, but I've known to get a few things wrong in my life, so we're not gonna hang our hats on that one for too long. But one surefire way to do it, KR, and that's walk away with a race win. But, you know, don't leave it in the hands of the statisticians and the people figuring out the points. You get to victory lane, there's no question, there's no doubt, you move on.
Moving on is the name of the game right now. Trying to get into the round of 8, just 2 races in the round of 8. February 23rd and March 2nd. We'll kick it off at Dega and end it at Bumpy Road, Daytona. Then our final race of the season will crown our champion. That is March 9th. That will be at Daytona International Speedway. This season really starting to wind down, Dave. 3 races and 20 laps to go.
I'm not even gonna attempt. I need somebody to do some girl math for me for that one. I was gonna say the total laps, but I have no idea. We're gonna chalk it up to be about let's call it 324.
320.
Well, there you go. See, girl math always works.
Yeah,
I got it right because you did it for me.
You're welcome.
I mean, calculators come in handy.
Hey, you know what?
That's beside.
Just do what I do. Tell everyone you do quick math, you don't do good math.
I mean, that might work on most occasions.
I think it works pretty well. Most of the time.
I mean, it works most of the time, every time.
All right, so our field
Not
right
working
here.
out for Helton, though. He's
No, Logan
definitely
Helton
going to
is
lose this lap.
towards the back of the pack. 17 cars in this group. Shane Warde in the 39 at the tail end. Shane Warde, though, does find himself 1.4 seconds behind the race lead. Logan Helton has lost the draft. He goes a lap down, moves down to the inside to get out of the way. Everyone squeezes on by, and Logan Helton now joins Everett Lane. There's 2 cars not on the lead lap. Here we go.
I was
Pit
getting ready to
stops.
say green flag pit stops right around the corner, and I was liking the position that Guerrero was in here, KR, down there on that inside lane. He had a chance to get to pit road. I know the 47, he's in a must-win situation on that high side. Like that 14's position a little bit better. And that 47 of Kuhn, they may have to back it up and fall in line here. Otherwise, they may get stuck for at least one more lap out there.
I do want to point out under that pit stop, Peter deBorja, very aggressive entry on the pit lane. As we got the next group of drivers peeling off for pit road. I think Peter deBorja made up 4 spots as he tried to come onto pit road. Let's see if I can.
While they sleep, we eat.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find his entry onto pit lane. Let's go on board with Peter deBorja. He does get aggressive, does pick up quite a few spots with his entry onto pit road. It's what you got to do here in the late race. Get aggressive, but not too aggressive that you lose your spot with a penalty.
And I talked to you about positions on the racetrack before your pit stop, and it did not work in favor for the 47. He's going to be left all alone, finally making his way down pit road. KR, so lonely venture down pit road for that 47. We'll see how he shakes back into the field, but at the front for the moment was Vicente Guerrero, but Anthony English, Adam Kilday going to work their way by. McNeese and deBorja with a head full of steam will make their way by as well. Mann now back inside the top 6.
Anthony English in the 44 makes his way past 47 of Richard Kuhn to take over the race lead. In the 44, down the back stretch, Adam Kilday in the 85 makes a move to the outside.
You know, we wanted Mann to win ever since we walked back in the broadcast booth. And what do you know? We talked about this in Happy Hour, KR. And what do you know? The week that neither one of us are able to get to the track, he walks away with a race win. Here he is sitting with a chance and an opportunity with less than 15 to go back to back. Visits the victory lane and close out round 1 of the playoffs. So will the veteran get it done? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like we got a 3-wide look start to develop. The 126 going to fall back into line, so we'll keep it double file all the way through the front of this field. Anthony English still digging on the bottom, but Kilday going to get a little bit of a surge on the high side as they cross the line with just 13 to go.
Shane Warde had the fastest lap of the race last time around, but now it moves to Lynn McNeese this time around. 46.50 earned by Lynn McNeese. He and Zach Fritsch really laid down a heater. Zach Fritsch turning a 46.51.
Trouble for Workman down the backstretch. He's going to duck to the inside and lose a handful of positions. Cycle all the way back outside of your top 15 to the tail end of this pack. Slide in line just in front of the 63 of Logan Helton. Helton hanging on to the tail end of this lead pack, listed one lap down. That's going to be a short-lived dynamic duo. Workman going to work the top side of the racetrack all alone.
Side by side onto the backstretch. Trouble. Heavy contact, several cars. Nate Warren, 04 Mark Mann. And I am not sure what triggered that one. That maybe was a blown engine. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the set this up. I'm gonna back that up a little too far. See here.
Whatever it was, it happened, and it happened.
Yeah, the 04 big time let up.
It didn't really look like a lot of trouble, but just.
Mark Mann tucked in behind the 14 and then off the throttle, losing speed. I'd say that is a classic case of hopped engine there. The fact that he doesn't get rolling once again would say that happened as well. Broadcaster's curse. You're just talking about him. That one's on you.
And well, I mean, the Dark Knight will rise again.
That wasn't me. That was all you.
There. That's all right. That's all right. We will. Yeah, I tell you what, Mark, we're gonna make it up to you, buddy, and we're not gonna be here next week. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Well, I mean, the man goes to victory lane when I'm not around, so I mean, I might as well go ahead and. It ain't gonna do no good tonight. But.
All right. With that being said, drivers last on pit road a handful of laps ago. I don't think we'll see the front come back down pit lane. They have made what will be their final pit stop. All right, Dave, this one is starting to get towards the end of the race.
Slowly but surely, we're starting to work our way to it. Gonna have less than 10 to go when we get back to green flag racing. So somewhat of a short run to the end. We've seen carnage and chaos. We've seen troubles for pretty much the entire field here tonight. It's a who's who of who's had trouble and a very short list of who hasn't had trouble. But even with that being said, KR, these drivers that have got to lay it all on the line, they are gonna be forced to make some big moves. Will we see that possibly compound the problems of the cautions? Or will it just set us up for one crazy finish. I don't want to say a dumpster fire of a finish, but I don't think I've yet to see drivers finish on their lids yet this season. So, I mean, hey, gotta have it on the bingo card, right?
Yeah. The bingo card.
I don't know where you go play bingo that it has car finishing upside down, but you know, that's no judgment.
Dave, I'm always judging you. I have judged you completely and thoroughly.
Well, I have.
Don't
been
worry, you
weighed,
passed.
and I have been.
You passed. It's fine.
Dang. You know, some tests you just don't want to pass. Just saying.
Should have tried harder.
Well, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you just don't wanna. You try hard all day, you don't want to try hard all night, you know? But it is what it is. Most of the time don't have to try very hard. So, yeah, we'll just, yeah. We're spiraling out of control here, so race fans, you know we're about to our sleepy times because we're just starting to ramble about nonsensical things, which, I mean, it's kind of typical with us, but it's on a whole nother level. But anyways, you know what? We're going to curse somebody else. Why? Because why not? Less than 10 to go. I got Guerrero getting into the next round.
You think so?
I got him getting it done. I think the 14's going to shake it up here tonight. He was in the back for the majority of the race. About halfway through that second stage, up at the front, hasn't left it. He's been involved in an incident and stayed there still. For that 14 to do what needs to be done, I think Kilday goes for a ride.
All right, here we go. Pace truck out of the way. Green flag is out, and we get back after it. 8 laps to go.
And nobody really knows the tail out of those top 5-6 drivers. Big gaps back, and that's going to open up the door for a 3-wide situation out of 2. Butler going to move to the high side. That's going to trap the 14 as the meet in the middle. Double stuff Oreo here as we go 2-3 rows deep, 3 wide, heading into turn 3. Good thing they're not going to go 4 wide. That, whew. We got almost the entire field right here, KR, all grouped up with each other, just about all 3 wide.
A Butler in the 88, trying to make that third lane happen. Can't quite get it done. Tries to blend in, doesn't find a spot. At the front.
8 laps to go, just a little too early for the run, I think, KR. But you got to start thinking about it. If you're one of those drivers in the middle right here, you got to be thinking about that move to the high side, right? I mean, you're more than likely not going to find enough space to work your way in between Kilday and English or even Cabrera and Macara. So you're going to have to look for the high side. You're going to have to look for some help. And if you don't get going here soon, I don't think you're going to have momentum to get there.
Well, there you go. Well, the 14 makes that move.
See, sometimes I say things and things happen and it makes me look like a genius. Now, if he could just finish this off, this is going to make me look really good. So, we're not going to go all in yet. Whoa, trouble in the back, and we got some drivers having some issues. We're going to say green flag for the moment, and there's the caution. Caution will fly here with just about 5 laps to go, KR. So it looks like an official green-white checker to the end.
Let's take a look here and see if we can figure out what happened. A lot of spinning out by the time I got there to it. Trouble's going into turn 3. Take another look here. Make their way into the corner. Maybe a wiggle out of the 39 is Shane Ward. Yeah, big wiggle out of the 39 going into the corner. Gonna send a bunch of these guys scrambling. The yellow flag comes back out. A little bit of a long race here tonight with 10 yellow flags, but I appreciate everybody sticking around for this one. We'll get to the end of this race here momentarily. Well, as Dave mentioned, it will be our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
And, you know, KR, you know me, you know I gotta come play devil's advocate and bring up the negativity, play Mr. Pessimistic. But at the end of tonight's race, short shootout, we've got a handful of guys inside of this top 5 that are all in must-win situations. Not must finish well, not must have a good night, but must win. Will we see this late race caution produce or cause 2, maybe 3 more attempts at a green-white checkered, with just making those aggressive, necessary moves? I mean, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta move people and they're gonna be upset, but at the end of the day, there's a job that needs to be done, and it's all a matter of if you're willing to do it. So will a handful of these guys in that situation, will they pull the trigger if presented the opportunity? I mean, I think I've told you a couple weeks ago I wrecked my mama for a race win, let alone a championship opportunity. So I think everybody knows where my stance is on that one. So yeah, we should receive the 1 to go this time around. KR, what are you doing here?
I'm putting my foot to the floor.
Not like here, but
that's it. Well, I am not lifting, and I'm going with wherever the momentum is, and I hope that it puts me out in front at the finish of this race. That's the thing about a green-white checkered, about a reset. Strategy kind of goes out the window. There's no strategy left. It's literally just put your foot down, go with the momentum, and hope you're out front when the checkered flag falls. It's that easy, Dave.
So we see big blocks from the boys on Sunday. Are you worried about blocking at all, or are you just, you know what, I'm gone. I don't care what's going on behind me?
Yeah, you just got to go. You gotta, they throw that big block. Gotta anticipate it. Psych them out, set them up for one side, then you go to the other. Any kind of thing. They insist on throwing the block. Make sure that you get them in the quarter panel, spin them out without taking yourself out. If they insist on throwing the late block, I should say. Where they're not
you're playing
quite
nice
clear.
Here. You're playing a lot nicer to me. Block me and you're going to end up in the wall. I don't care. I'm driving through your block. But we all know that's happening anyway. So I mean, you're probably, your best bet is not. Just don't. Just don't do it. We all know it's going to end bad, probably for me and you.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think I have ever won. I haven't won a super speedway race in many years. All right, here we go. Speaking of winning, we're going to figure out who's going to win this race. The green flag comes back out. Down to 2 laps to go. Let's see how it plays out, Dave.
At 2 laps, Popsicle 6 immediately on display. So just 5 miles of, well, maybe 5 miles of racing action remaining in front of these drivers. Kilday holding the Ford down on that inside lane. Fritsch tucked in line right behind him. 71 right there, not going anywhere. Big pushes on the bottom as we get a 3-wide development going to the high side. I believe that's going to be Butler looking to the top side once again with help from Nathan Warren. Still leading that middle lane is Anthony English as they roll off of 4.
Will they come onto the front stretch to take the white flag? Kilday and English side by side. They're trying to get 3-wide racing action. Could this be the breakthrough that the 88 of Gabe Butler has been after?
It could very well be the breakthrough that he needs, but a few drivers need to make a little bit of a breakthrough here at the end. Guerrero's watching his championship dreams fade away as they go. Middle lane falling back just a little bit. Kilday out front. Fritsch gonna clear on the bottom, and it looks like things may be settled at a 4. No big run coming from behind. Here comes Anthony English, and that's going to do it for drivers up and around here at Daytona, and that's going to do it. Kilday seals the deal at the end with Fritsch and English crossing the line behind him. I promise I can speak English.
I don't know about that.
Well, I try.
Well, the 85 of Adam Kilday is going to punch his ticket into the round of 8 as he picks up the race win. Let's take a look at the rest of our results. Adam Kilday, your race winner. Zach Fritsch getting it done in second. Third going to Anthony English. Sean McCara 4th. Zach Workman 5th. 6th is Peter deBorja. 7th, Logan Helton. 8th goes to Nate Warren. Les Levy 9th. 10th, Lynn McNeese. Dave Hunt 11th. 12th, Vicente Guerrero. Shane Ward 13th. 14th, Eric Lorey. Richard Kuhn in 15th place. 16th goes to Gabe Butler. Robert DuPont 17th. 18th is Mark Mann. Everett Lane and Sean Stevens round out our 20-car field. Let's get right into our post-race show. Let's kick it off with the driver of the 85 from Vendetta Motorsports. Adding, almost have it. There he is. Got it. There we go. Kicking it off with Vendetta Motorsports. Adam, this KR, got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you, dude.
Man, Adam, heck of a win. Punch your ticket in a round of 8. You came in below the cut line, and now you're one of the 8 drivers.
Yeah, I mean, I put myself in a pretty bad deficit the first 2 races of this round. Wasn't really locked in that much, but I had some pretty terrible mistakes first and foremost to start this round. But I don't know where some people advance behind me. I give probably this win a huge credit to Fritsch for pushing me there, so I'm hoping he was able to get himself into the next round. But yeah, it just came down to the end there. I had some teammates up there with me to help me out, and if it weren't for them or the push at the end, the win wouldn't have been possible. So yeah.
Well, man, nice job on picking up this race win. Any other shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, do a huge shout out to the team again, Vendetta Motorsports. Like I said, those guys sacrificed part of their race for me, and that's something we all do back and forth, but it's something that's I appreciate greatly out of the teammates. So shout out to those dudes. Shout out to Turn 3 Racing Network broadcast, KR, Dave. Your commentaries, your time you take out of your nights are greatly appreciated. And as always, the OP League and the admins. So yeah, this stuff I wouldn't have nothing to do at the end of the night to help ease my mind off of other things if it weren't for the guys that continue putting on OP each night. And yeah, that's gotta thank those guys a bunch.
All right, man. Once again, congratulations. Nice job out there tonight.
I appreciate it.
That is Adam Kilday, driver of the 85, bringing it home with the race win. Dave, you've caught up with 2nd place.
Yeah, had a moment to come grab a few words with Mr. Fritsch himself, taking a little sip of that sponsor all over the car. So how's the Budweiser and how's it here on the podium?
It's getting everywhere. It's sticky.
Well, if it's sticky, at least we're not going to have to call you Zach Zillage.
Yeah. So no, we're having a good time. I believe we made it on to the next round with that finish. It ended up we were doing a live point tracker. Sean was for us, or for me, should I say? Nate was already in the clear. Nate Warren was 20 points ahead. He was already clear, but ended up. I don't know if you guys knew how critical it was, but after the stage 2, there was a 3-way tie between me, Peter deBorja, and Eric Lorey. So it was whoever finishes ahead of one another basically gets to move on. So did some aggressive moves to try to get my way up to the front, which worked, and luckily was able to stay up front. And even though pushing Kilday up advanced to move on to the next round, it didn't hurt me at all. So I liked it. I'm here.
Well, man, if your math is right, which sounds like you're a little bit better at the math than both me and KR, we were kind of a little bit on, I was unsure, I'm not going to lie, but, I'd take your word for it. You sound pretty confident, and you showed some confidence at the end of this thing here tonight, walking away 2nd. More than likely punching that ticket. So if indeed that has happened, how do you approach this next round, as it's only 2 races?
Oh, I definitely got to have a lot better first race than what I did last round. That first race, if you guys remember, I'm sure you guys, I watched back the broadcast, so you guys looking at me about how cockeyed, screwed my car was. I can't have that type of first race ever again. I got to make sure on top of it like this race and last week's race. So.
Well, man, it wasn't a repeat. It was a job well done here tonight. So before we let you go, final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, shout out to you guys up in the booth. I got to hear KR talk before I leave. KR?
Hi.
Oh, hi, KR. There you
Hi,
are.
Zach.
All right. Hi, buddy.
Okay, we're going to break this love nest up. Where's English at when you need him? Golly.
But appreciate OP and all its fans and everybody watching, and of course all the people watching the broadcast, and shout out to my wife for letting me do this. So appreciate you guys. Take it easy.
All right, that is Zach Fritsch, driver of the 12, picking up second place here tonight. Now let's move on to the 44 of Anthony English. Anthony, you bring it home in third place here tonight.
Yeah, not bad. That was kind of crazy, but we survived.
A little bit of a rough one out there. How many incidents were you involved in this one tonight?
I don't know. I think I was probably like half the other field and used as a pinball for most of the night, so I lost track after the first couple. It was crazy. It's like was it like full moon or something out there tonight?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wily, but I mean, I'm taking third.
Well, third place is where you end up. You picked up the win to kick off this round of 16, automatically advancing you into the round of 8. So stress-free 2 weeks, but now it's time to up the ante once again. You're in the round of 8, just 2 races in that one.
Yeah, that's why we wanted a decent finish tonight, just to have a little bit of momentum. Sometimes, momentum can mean everything. So a little momentum with the third place. See if we can't go into the next round and, keep making up some points. Maybe pull off a W.
All right, man. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything you need to add for this one here tonight?
Big shout out to you, KR, Dave. Everything you guys do up at Turn 3. All the admins for what they do on OP's Monday nights and all their other series. The team, Vanilla Racing, doing what we need to do to survive, and I think that's all 4 of us moving on. So we'll catch you guys next round. And shout out to my parents, everybody that watches stream, beautiful girlfriend, and everybody that's helped out behind the scenes with everything that goes on here. So trying to keep it short and sweet for you, KR.
All right, man. Well, nice job out there tonight. Once again, congratulations on third, and we look forward to seeing you in the round of 8.
Sounds good, KR. Catch you next week.
All right, there you go. Anthony English.
Dave.
See you. There we go. Anthony English bringing it home in third place here tonight. Dave, that's going to do it for us.
That's going to do it for us here tonight from Daytona. We're going to wrap things up, not just on tonight's broadcast, but on round 1 of the playoffs. Stage set now for the final 2 weeks before we roll into that championship night. So 8 drivers going to fight it out for 2 weeks. We'll whittle it on down to 4. We'll see how it all unfolds in these next few weeks. But I know myself, can't wait to see who's able to walk away with the crown. Still got a little ways to get that done. But yeah, KR, man, what another great night and another great race, and we'll see how they go next week. So yeah, that's all for me. You got anything else?
Nope, I don't got nothing else. So it sounds like we'll see y'all next week as we kick off the round of 8. So until then, y'all stay safe. Have a good night. We'll see you then.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today and